my name's Liz, I'm the baker that sews. Welcome to my channel if you're new and welcome back if you are a subscriber. As always, it's really lovely to have you here as I share my sewing journey. So welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be one of my Sunday sewing catch-ups and we're on episode 74. As usual, I've got loads of different things that I'd like to share with you today, including lots of things that I've been sewing. I've got loads of fabric to share with you because I've got a couple of sewing challenges that I'm planning to take part in, so I've ordered fabric for those. And I've got a couple of projects that are going to be ongoing projects that I've ordered fabric for too. So I'm very excited to share that fabric with you. I have got a couple of patterns that I've bought because there was a sale on, and my sewing plans as usual. I'm just running through in my head what I've got written down. So lots and lots of things to get through today. So before I dive into all of that, I'll let you know what I'm wearing. And I'm wearing my True Bias Riley dungarees, which are becoming a firm favourite in my wardrobe. I absolutely love the Helen's Closet Yanta overalls, but I'm also absolutely loving the True Bias Riley dungarees. They were quite an intense make, which was definitely worth it because I've worn them absolutely loads already. And I'm really loving them in this classic denim fabric. So I'll stand up in a second, but I'll also put in a picture of what I look like in this outfit too. And then I've also put on one of my favourite Anna Allen Anthea blouses in this gorgeous seersucker fabric. I got this from Hey So Sister, but I bought it ages ago. Absolutely love this blouse and I'm so thrilled that the weather's warm enough for me to be able to wear this under my dungarees. I've got so many of these blouses that I know are going to go perfect with these dungarees. So I'll stand up just to show you a few of the details, but I will put pictures in as well. So the Anthea blouse has got these gorgeous sort of statement sleeves. You're meant to finish them with a cuff, but I always finish them with elastic. That's just my preferred method. And I love how poofy the sleeves are. It's got fairly round sort of neckline, but it is quite high and it's got buttons all the way down. You're not going to be able to see because I've got this obviously underneath my dungarees, but it's got a slightly curved hem as well. And then you finish the neckline with bias binding. And then I've just got it on with my Riley dungarees. They've got buttons down the sides. They've got a faux sort of waistband. So you put a waistband piece on the inside and then you top stitch so it looks like you've got a waistband. Belt loops, pockets on the bib, pockets at the hip, and then there's also pockets on the back too. And then you've got this really lovely like strap detail, which I really love, and then they fasten at the top. They're not very fitted actually, but they're all creased where I've been sat down and sort of moving around. They're so comfortable in this denim. I absolutely love them. So that is what I'm wearing today. So I always like to start with, once I've told you what I'm wearing, I always like to start with what I've been getting up to sewing wise. So it has been the Easter holidays, go back to work tomorrow. And I'm really excited about seeing the children. They don't actually come back till Tuesday. We've got an inset day tomorrow, so staff training. But I am really excited to see them. I do miss them when it's the holidays, although I absolutely love having the school holidays. I do miss seeing my class, so I'm looking forward to seeing them on Tuesday. But because it's been the final week of the Easter holidays, I have actually managed to get a couple of things sewn up. So I had lots of plans in my last Sunday sewing catch up. I've managed to get most of those things sewn up, which I'm thrilled about, and I've got a couple of things that I just need to finish off. So I think I'll start with the Mabel dresses, and I talked about this last weekend in the Sunday sewing catch up. I'm just going to grab the pattern. So this pattern was sent to me for free by Tilly and the Buttons, which was very kind, and I absolutely love this pattern. You can either sew up the dress or you can sew up the top, which has got like this lovely peplum, and then there's two lengths of sleeves. You can do the long sleeves, and I've sewn up one version already with the long sleeves, and then the two dresses that I've sewn up this week, they've got the shorter sleeve, which I absolutely love, and that's perfect for the sort of warmer weather. What I didn't realise until I actually sewed it up for the second and third time, but on my first dress I've actually made a mistake. You're meant to have like this really cute ruffly detail on the dress, but on my first dress, I might get it so I can show you. So on the bodice, when you're sewing it up, this is my first version, you insert elastic at the front bodice there, you can see, and you can see underneath is actually the channel where I was supposed to put the elastic, but I've actually put it in the top bit, which was really silly of me, and I didn't realise until I'd actually come to sew it up the second time round. But you can see it on the pattern that you've got this sort of ruffly detail, which is created by inserting the elastic into the channel that's underneath, and then it creates this gathering on top. It doesn't matter on my first version, but I've made sure that I've done it on the second and the third version. So I didn't even realise that I'd made that mistake. It's only when I read the instructions again that I realised I'd actually made that mistake. Anyway, this is the pattern as I've shown you already. It comes in sizes UK 6 to 34. And let me just see if I can find some line drawings. Here are the line drawings. So it's got quite a lot of shirring, but actually the shirring was quite straightforward because there's loads of top tips in the pattern, and I know that Tilly and the Buttons have done a tutorial as well. So the peplum top, you've got shirring just above the peplum, and then you've also got shirring on the sleeves. And then on the dress detail, you've got the same shirring across sort of, it's underneath the bust line, and then you've got shirring on the sleeves as well. On the long sleeve version, the shirring is at the end of the sleeve. On the short sleeve version, you start sewing the shirring, I think it's about 5 centimeters in, and that creates a really lovely ruffle detail on the sleeve, and I'll show you that on the 2 dresses that I have made up. I will put pictures in of me wearing both of the dresses so you can see what they look like too. But in terms of fabric recommendations for the Mabel, they recommend lightweight woven fabrics that gather easily, like a cotton lawn, poplin, voile, seersucker, viscose rayon, or crepe. So I've used I think they're both viscose crepes actually. So this fabric was given to me by Rainbow Fabrics, one of their drops not too long ago. I think it might have been their Valentine's drop. I got to choose a couple of pieces of fabric. So I've done the short sleeve version, and you can see that gorgeous ruffle detail that I was talking about. So you've got the shirring, it's sort of about 5 centimeters in from the end of the sleeve, and you get a sort of slight poofiness to that sleeve detail as well. That sleeve is so pretty. And then you'll see on the bodice I've sewn it correctly. So I've got the elastic in the bottom of the channel, and then you get these gorgeous little gathers on the top. And then you've got the ties on the front as well. And it's sort of like a square neckline, which is a relatively new neckline to me. Normally my necklines are quite high like this. And then you've got the shirring just below the bust line, and then that gorgeous sort of kind of like a rectangular shaped skirt. But then because you've got that shirring, it creates all those lovely gathers. So that's the first version that I've got sewn up. And then the second version was in a Make 9 fabric, so a fabric that I'd chosen as part of my Make 9 this year. And it's this gorgeous animal print fabric that I got from Sew Me Sunshine. It's all sort of pastel colours, and then it's got all different animals all over it, and I absolutely love it. I think it's such a gorgeous fabric, and I really wasn't sure what to turn it into. And then the Mabel dress came along, and after I'd sewn up the first and second version, I could really see this fabric just working really well as that pattern. So it's exactly the same as the dress I've just shown you. I've gone for the short sleeves, and you get that gorgeous poofy detail, and then that beautiful sort of gathering on the end of the sleeve. And the shirring, like I said, was really straightforward. On the sleeves, you sew 5 sort of rows of shirring, and then on the bodice, it's 5 on the bodice as well. It's on the long sleeve, that's what I'm thinking of. If you do the long sleeves, it's 10 rows of shirring. But actually, I found the shirring quite a relaxing activity to do. Once I'd marked it correctly on my pattern pieces, I actually found it quite a nice, quite relaxing sort of sewing step to do. So those sleeves are definitely a highlight for me. And then you've got that elastic channel in the sleeve detail as well. And then at the back of the dress, you've also got some elastic as well. I really love it in this fabric. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. You'll get a better idea of what it looks like when I put in the photos, but this fabric's so drapey, it moves so beautifully. And I think it's a really great pattern for showcasing that gorgeous fabric as well. So those are my 2 Mabel dresses. I've definitely got plans for plenty more of them. I think it's going to be the perfect dress for the summer. And I think for the summertime, I'll sew up the shorter sleeve detail, the shorter sleeve version, because I think that would be perfect for the summer. I could pop on a cardigan if I want to, if it got a little bit chilly, like in the evenings and things. But I really enjoyed sewing that up. It was really straightforward pattern to sew up as well. It wasn't too fiddly, and like I said, they've got loads of advice and guidance to support you with shirring if you're a little bit stuck with that aspect of sewing. But honestly, it was really easy to insert the shirring. The tricks are making sure that you change the stitch length on your sewing machine, and also just making sure that you wind the shirring elastic onto the bobbin manually, so you do it yourself, so you can gauge sort of the tension when you're putting it onto the bobbin as well. But yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I'm really thrilled with those 2 dresses. So the next thing that I wanted to share with you is part of the Selfless Sew April 23 challenge, and I'm going to be talking about that once I've shared everything that I've sewn up. But I've already started sewing up my Selfless Sew, what's the word that I'm looking for, sewing project. I've got my vlog coming out on Wednesday with loads of information and ideas for what you could sew up for other people. But I've sewn a couple of hair bows for Lola. I've got plans to sew up some headbands, and then I'm also going to sew up, Hey So Georgie has released a tutorial on how to sew up like a phone case, kind of like little bag thing. So I'm going to sew up a couple of those, one for Rubes, one for Lola. So I'll show you the hair bows. It's using a tutorial by Nina Lee, which I talked about a few weeks ago. It's a free tutorial. She's released a pattern as well, so you can download the pattern. It's only a couple of pages from memory. Stick it together and cut it out. And I've got the pattern pieces here. So you get this pattern piece for the hair bows. You get this pattern piece for the loops. And then you get this pattern piece for the bow middle section. So this pattern piece, where it sort of goes in a little bit, that's for this part. This tiny little bit is for the middle part of the bow. And then the other one is to create the bow loops. And then you also need what's called a hair barrette. And this is what the hair barrettes look like. It's this sort of clippy thing. And I just got them from, I think I got them from Amazon. It was less than £10 for a bag of 50, but I know you can get them on like eBay and things as well. So I let Lola go through my fabric scraps. She loves doing that. And she's done that for hairbands as well, headbands. But I got her to go through my fabric scraps to choose some pieces of fabric to make some hair bows, because she's really loving, she's got short hair like me, but she's really loving like pulling her hair back and clipping them using little hair bows. So she chose this gorgeous pink rayon that I got from Sister Mintaka that's got tigers all over it. And it really was an offcut, so you can't actually see. I don't think there's one full tiger on there. But that's the first one. And then she chose this gorgeous cotton poplin, which is like a geometric print. And this was a Soheli Jane fabric. And I think I prefer the sort of rayon version because it's a little bit droopier. This one is a little bit stiffer because it's a cotton poplin. And then the final one that she chose was this blue gingham, which I think is super cute. They were really easy to put together. I sewed all three of them up and glued them onto the barrette. I used a glue gun to glue them onto the barrette. Took less than an hour to sew all three. So they're really quick. If you're short on time but you really want to take part in the Selfless Sew April challenge that's being run in April, this is a great, not only is it a great scrap buster project, but it's also a really speedy sew as well. And I think they look great. And I think you could probably adapt the pattern to size down as well, because these are quite big bows. I think you would have to put this like at the back of your hair, but you can see even on my head it sort of sticks out ever so slightly. I don't think that matters. Lola absolutely loves them. Sorry, I'm showing you the back. She absolutely loves them. She thinks they're absolutely gorgeous. So I've definitely got plans. I think I do prefer them in a viscose. But yeah, I've got plans to sew up plenty more using all of my scraps. They were a really fun project. The tutorial's free. I'll link it down below for you if you haven't seen it already, but I've talked about it on my channel before. And then the final thing that I've been sewing up, I talked about this last Sunday. I wanted to get a couple more of the Riley dungarees sewn up. So I've almost finished. I'm just waiting for the dungaree buckles to arrive. And I need to sew buttonholes, and then I need to insert the jeans buttons onto both pairs as well. But I had some lilac corduroy fabric from Fabric Godmother, which I absolutely fell in love with. And I'd been looking for this type of corduroy fabric for ages because I wanted to sew up some lilac dungarees, and I've almost finished. You'll see they're completely constructed. I just need to do buttonholes, and I need to insert the buttons along the side, and then I also need to put the buttons on the bib, and then I also need to attach the dungaree fastenings onto the straps as well. So I haven't got pictures of me wearing these because they're not finished. I've just got to wait for the dungaree buckles. But yeah, this is what they look like. They're exactly the same as what I'm wearing. You've got those lovely pockets. And then, yeah, you can see that I've actually started doing the buttonholes on these. I just need to cut them and then put the buttons in. I haven't done the buttonholes on the other pair yet. I've got the belt loops on, I've got the pockets on the bib, and then we've got the pockets here. And then I've also got the pockets on the back. There they are, nice deep pockets as well. Belt loops on the back as well. And then that gorgeous detail with the straps. I just think it's absolutely beautiful. So I'm really looking forward to having these finished. I know that these are going to add to my wardrobe too. And I've really found, because these Riley dungarees are plain, it's meant that I can get some of my jazzier tops out and match them to a plain sort of garment. So I know that these are also going to be in rotation in my wardrobe as well. And they're so comfortable to wear. They don't feel too tight. I really have to be careful about my tummy, because I can't really have anything that presses on my tummy too much, because my tummy is really sensitive. And I feel, well, I find the Riley dungarees are the right amount of fitted, but they've also got the right amount of room here. So I don't ever feel like this area of my tummy is like squished or anything. And they're just really, really comfortable to wear as well. I think that they go really nicely with blouses and jumpers. My sagebrush tops, I know are going to go really well with them as well. And I know that I'm going to get loads of wear out of these as well. Just love that corduroy. I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. So they're almost finished, just need to finish off the buttonholes and insert buttons and add the buckles. And then the final pair, I think these are my favourite, but it's only because I absolutely love this fabric. So I'm just going to make sure I've got them the right way for you. But this fabric was also from Fabric Godmother. I've always got threads everywhere. We went to Kew Gardens this morning, and actually Lola was walking ahead of me, and I had to get her to stop and pick off loads of threads that she had on her trousers. I think it's just sewing. They end up absolutely everywhere. Anyway, these are my favourite, just because I absolutely love that corduroy fabric. The strawberries from the pattern cutting, I only just had enough of this fabric, so I couldn't really, like, you know, think carefully too much about where the strawberries were, but they're literally just higgledy-piggledy all over the place. But you can see more threads. Gosh, I need to get those off. Anyway, I absolutely love this pair, because I just absolutely love that fabric. I think it's so cute. So exactly the same. You've got the pocket on the top, and then you've got like a smaller pocket on the bib as well, like a coin pocket. We've got the side pockets, and then you've got the coin pocket on the side pocket as well. Haven't got around to putting buttonholes on yet, but I have marked them. You can just see that I've marked them. And then I need to add the buttons onto the side. I've got the pockets on the back, just there. And then that beautiful strap detail as well. And then I just need to add the buttons and also get the dungaree clips as well. But I think these are also going to get loads and loads of wear in my wardrobe. I just need to think really carefully what top can go underneath, because it is quite a busy fabric with all those strawberries all over the corduroy. But this is such a gorgeous fabric, and I'm super excited about these just because I fell in love with this fabric. And I really could imagine this fabric being turned into dungarees as well. And I just know that I'm going to get loads and loads of wear out of those too. So I've got one more thing that I've been busy sewing up this week, and this was quite a speedy make because it's a jersey make, and I shared this jersey fabric with you last week. I got it from Pound Fabrics, and I could just imagine it being turned into the Dear and Doe Soroko jumpsuit, and that is exactly what I've turned it into. So I've got the pattern here. It's one of my favourite patterns. Definite Secret Pyjamas. Feels super duper comfortable because it's made in jersey. I've sewn up this version. It's got a slightly tapered leg. It's got lots of pleats on, and then it's got this wrap detail as well, but it's a faux wrap detail because you attach it into the waistband here. Short sleeves. It's got a really lovely, like, subtle V detail on the neckline as well. You can sew it up as a play suit, but I've gone for this version. And this version, because it's paper, comes in sizes 34 to 46. I find that it is quite true to size. I sewed up a 38, which matches all of my measurements. The only measurement it doesn't match is my hip measurement, but I just take it in ever so slightly with the hip. It's got pockets, which I absolutely love, at the hips, and it feels really lovely and comfortable as well. In terms of fabric recommendations, they recommend medium weight jersey or interlock knit, like cotton, rayon, wool, containing elastane with good recovery and at least 60% stretch. It's a mock wrap knit jumpsuit with short set-in sleeves and pleated pants. Version A has tapered legs and version B is a romper suit. So I've gone for this version in this fantastic gingham jersey fabric that I got from Pound Fabrics. So you'll see that, we've got that crossover detail, we've got the short sleeves. It's really tricky to show you what this actually looks like without actually wearing it, so I will put pictures in of me wearing it. It's got the waistband around the front and obviously the back, and then you've got pleat detail on the bodice here and pleat detail on the trousers, and then you've got the pockets, and then it is tapered at the leg, so you'll be able to see that when I've actually got it on. But it is so comfortable, and I have a version of the Soroko jumpsuit in a black and white gingham fabric, so when I saw this on Pound Fabric's website, I instantly imagined it being turned into the Soroko jumpsuit, and I think this is going to make a really lovely like spring outfit with some sandals and a little cardigan, and maybe even for the summer when we've got some cooler evenings too. So I'm really pleased with that one, and that was quite a speedy make. The other thing to say actually on the back is you have got, probably not going to be able to see, but there's darts in the trousers, and then there's more pleat detail on the back as well. I'll make sure I put a picture in of what the back looks like so you can see as well. But I really love the Deer & Doe Soroko jumpsuit. It's such a straightforward make, and you feel really lovely in it. I've made it in quite dressy fabrics, but I've also made it in quite a relaxed sort of style fabric as well. So it's great for daytime, but you can also dress it up. I absolutely love it. So that is everything that I have got sewn up this week. Like I said, it's the Easter holiday, so that's meant I've had a little bit more time to get on with some sewing, which I've really enjoyed doing. I've got a couple of things that I need to finish, so I just need to add buttons and buttonholes to my Riley dungarees, and then those dungaree fastenings, and then they're completely finished. So I'm really excited about that. And as usual, I've got lots of plans for the following week, so I will talk about that at the end. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was following on from the hair bows that I've shared with you, and it is the Selfless Sew Challenge that is currently being run over on Instagram, and it's being run by My Social Thread, Sew for Serenity and Stitch Hem Sew. I'll link all of their socials down below so you can go and check it out, and I'll put some images in with sort of some highlights of the challenge as well. But it's being run by those lovely ladies over on Instagram. There are 5 categories, and the idea behind the challenge is that we use April to sew items for other people. So it can be family, friends, charity, pets, and it doesn't have to be garments. There are 5 categories. So menswear is the first category, ladies wear is the second category, the third category is children's wear 0 to 2 years, and then the next category is children's wear 2+, and then the final category is pets and accessories. When you post your reveal image on the 30th of April, make sure that you tag My Social Thread, Sew for Serenity and Stitch Hem Sew, and then also make sure you indicate where in the world you are, because it is open worldwide, and also which category your which category you're entering your make into. There's over 50 prizes from loads of amazing sponsors. The challenge is open worldwide. You can post sneaky peeks of what you've been getting up to so far, and I've just posted an image on my Instagram. There are 2 hashtags, so if you want to post a sneaky peek, it's hashtag Selfless Sew April 23 WIP, so WIP. And then on the 30th of April, when you post an image of your finished products, whatever it is that you've been busy making as part of the challenge, then you need to use the hashtag Selfless Sew April 23, and then you need to make sure that you tag My Social Thread, Sew for Serenity and Stitch Hem Sew. I have got loads of plans. I've finished the hair bows for Lola, but I'd also like to sew up some headbands, and I'm going to be using the free tutorial by Juliet Uzor. And then I'm also hopefully going to sew up the quilted phone pouches using the tutorial by Hey Sew Georgie. My vlog is coming out on Wednesday, and I've got 10 different project ideas that I'm going to share with you in that vlog for what you could sew for other people. So watch out for that vlog. It'll go live on my channel, I think in the evening. It depends what time I get that video edited. But I'll be sharing lots of ideas, and I'll also be talking in more detail about what I would like to get sewn up for that challenge as well. But yeah, I really enjoyed sewing. I'm just looking for the hair clips. I really enjoyed sewing these. They were quite a speedy make, and I think Lola's going to really enjoy wearing them as well. So I've definitely got plans to sew up a few more of those, as well as the headbands and all the other things that I talk about in my video. So the next thing I wanted to talk about, I don't actually have images of the patterns in front of me, but I will put images in of the patterns so you can see what they look like. But Tammy Handmade had a sale over on her website of her patterns. I think it was 10 or 15% off, and there's been eyeing up a couple of her patterns, in particular the Rhea dress. I've seen so many gorgeous versions of this dress over on Instagram, so when she had a sale on, I thought I would buy the dress, and then I also bought another dress that I couldn't resist as well. So I'll talk about the Rhea dress first. It's a dress designed for woven fabric, so fabric suggestions are light to medium weight woven fabrics like a satin, poplin, rayon, viscose and crepe. It's aimed at beginners because it's a slip-on dress. There's no fiddly fastenings or anything like that. It's a V-neck dress, which is sort of a semi-fitted bodice. It's got quite a loose fitted waist, but it's a gathered waist as well. And then it flares to a gorgeous ruffled hem. I've seen so many beautiful versions of this dress. I'm really excited about getting this sewn up for the summer. It comes in sizes 6 to 24, and like I said, it's aimed at beginners, and I've got loads of gorgeous drapey fabrics in my stash that I think are going to work perfectly for this dress. So that was the first dress that I couldn't resist. Then the second dress is the Ravenna dress by Tammy Handmade. This comes in sizes 6 to 32. So the smallest hip measurement is a 34-inch hip, and the largest hip measurement is a 60-inch hip. This is designed for stretch fabrics, and it's a stretch midi dress pattern. So it's quite a figure hugging pattern, which is unusual for me because quite often I like quite a floaty dress or quite a relaxed fit garment. But I really loved the neckline of this dress, and I really love the fact that you can sew it in jersey fabrics as well. So it's a figure hugging pattern, fully lined bodice, and then it's got this gorgeous like square neckline, which I absolutely love. The front has got a slit. I think it's on the right side of the skirt. It's got a lovely little slit detail as well, which helps you with the movement of the dress. It's slip on over your head, quite a fitted silhouette, and they recommend light to medium weight stretch fabrics like viscose and a stretch velvet. I just really loved the silhouette of this, and I think sometimes it's really good to kind of push yourself out of your comfort zone. So I'm really looking forward to giving this pattern a try as well. Again, I've seen so many gorgeous versions over on Instagram, so I'm looking forward to trying both of those dresses, but I think there'll be makes that I get on with when we edge closer to the summertime. So the next thing I wanted to share with you was some gorgeous fabrics that I've been buying. So the first set of fabrics I have bought, these are with the So Recreate the Look challenge that I've had in mind. So I spotted a really cute like colour blocked bright coat that's aimed at children in Next. I'll put a picture in now, and I'm using this as my So Recreate the Look sort of inspiration, and I am going to hopefully try and create a version for myself, minus it's got on the hood, it's got these cute little like bear ears, but I'm not going to put the bear ears on. I'm going for the sort of colour blocked kind of idea with the jacket. I absolutely love everything about it. I saw it when I was out shopping with my daughter, so I was able to have a little look at it and have a look at the inside and see what it was like, and it was lined with a fleece fabric. So I've bought some fleece fabric from Pound Fabrics, and here it is in this baby pink. I got 3 meters of it because I wasn't sure how much I would actually need, but with any leftovers I know that I'll definitely make use of it. I'll probably end up sewing a hoodie or some joggers for Lola. This is one of her favourite colours, so that was just from Pound Fabrics. And then for the main part of the coat, it's lots of different colours. So I tried to match up the colours whilst buying fabric online, which was a little bit tricky. So actually one of the fabrics that's arrived, I don't think I'm going to end up using. I've actually gone onto eBay and found a closer matched colour, I think, to what the colour was in the coat. But anyway, I've ordered some ripstop fabric from Abercarn because it was almost like a shell suity type outer layer of the coat. The coat in question looked like it was slightly quilted. I'm not going to quilt it. I am just going to line it with the fleece fabric. But the ripstop fabric I've gone for is this bright pink. 2 meters of that one. I ordered 2 meters of all of the ripstop fabric. Then I ordered this sort of lime green. It's coming up super bright on the camera, but this sort of lime green. Then I ordered some red ripstop fabric because there's red in the coat as well. And then I also ordered some yellow, and I think I'm going to go with a yellow zip because on the original coat, if I remember correctly, I think it had a yellow zip. So I've got some yellow ripstop fabric, and then this was a blue, but it's just a little bit too dark for me. So I've actually found a more sort of turquoisey blue ripstop fabric on eBay. So I've ordered that, and hopefully that'll arrive in the next couple of days. The ripstop fabric has sort of got a grid-like texture, and it's quite a lightweight fabric. So it's textured on the right side of the fabric, and then on the inside it feels quite sort of plasticky, and it's got a bit of a sheen to it. It's really lightweight, and it's also waterproof. So I'm going to try and create like a colour blocked raincoat. Now the one thing that I'm really struggling to decide on is a pattern. I'm not quite sure what pattern I'm going to go for, and I know that I am going to have to hack a pattern. But on the original image, it looks like it's got a detachable hood, and then it's got like a collar that stands up, and it's also got an exposed zip. So I don't want a pattern that has got like a flap that covers the zip. I want an exposed zip. So at the moment, I asked on Instagram and I got a couple of suggestions, but I'm still not 100% sure as to what pattern I'm going to go for. So if anyone's got any suggestions of patterns that match the image, which I'll put in again for you now, please do let me know in the comments below. I know that I'm going to have to hack a pattern and adjust it, but if there is a pattern out there that's aimed at adults, because I'm going to be making it for myself, that's got a detachable hood, a collar sort of detail, and an exposed zip, please let me know in the comments below. Yeah, because I'm really struggling with what pattern to start off with. But I've got most of the fabrics now. I'm just waiting for that turquoisey blue ripstop fabric, and I've got the fleece, and then once I've decided on the pattern I can get it cut out, and I'm just going to go for it and see what happens, and hopefully I'll be able to sort of replicate that gorgeous coat that I saw in Next. For the next fabric, I was really excited about this arriving. I'd ordered it from Sister Mintaka, and this was with the hope of using this gorgeous fabric to sew up the, I've got it written down, the Roberts Wood dress, the Alicia Bow patchwork dress. So I bought the pattern. I was looking for some really lovely sort of lightweight floaty fabric, and then Sister Mintaka shared in her stories this gorgeous nylon tulle fabric, I think it was, in these three beautiful colours, and I just think they go so beautifully together. So I'm going to be using these three fabrics to have a go at sewing up that patchwork bow dress. They're just absolutely gorgeous. They're sort of baby pink, and it's a really lightweight tulle fabric. This kind of like sagey / mint green tulle fabric's absolutely gorgeous, and then this sort of lilac-y purple, and those three together I just think work absolutely beautifully. This fabric is so beautiful and light. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I think it's just going to make a really stunning, well, hopefully it'll make a really stunning dress. It's just so beautiful, and I think those three hopefully will work really nicely together. That's not going to be cut out and sewn up anytime soon, but I'm just thrilled that I found the fabric and I can start to do my research on the best way to finish the seams. I want to read through the pattern instructions, and I know that there's like over 100 pattern pieces once you've cut out all of the sort of the templates and things. So yeah, I'm really excited about that one. This fabric is absolutely beautiful, and those three colours together are exactly what I was hoping for. So that's going to be a long-term project, but one that I'm very excited about. And then the next piece of fabric I wanted to share with you was my So Hilly Jane fabric that has arrived. So I have filmed an unboxing video. I'm not sure when I'm going to get that out to you because I've got my Selfless So April video coming out on Wednesday. I might just release an extra video at some point, but I got this gorgeous pale blue colourway of the cotton jersey. It's got these really cute cherries all over them. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to turn this fabric into yet, but it's a really gorgeous, quite a lightweight jersey fabric. So yeah, I was thinking possibly it might work as the Deer and Doe Orage dress. I could also turn it into, what else was I thinking? Maybe a Soroko jumpsuit, but the romper, because I didn't think I would wear this as a full like jumpsuit. I've also got the Sew Over Estelle dress pattern, which I thought this would work really nicely for as well. But yeah, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to turn it into yet. So if you've got any suggestions for this fabric, please let me know in the comments below. And then the final lot of fabric I bought from Pound Fabrics when I was buying the fleece fabric. I've been looking for some sweatshirting fabric to create a jumper inspired by the Aesthetic Laundry tassel jumper. So I just wanted some black sweatshirting fabric. It's described as a plain sweatshirt fabric that's black, so it's quite plain and boring to begin with, but this is going to form the basis of my sweatshirt, and then I'm going to have the colourful tassels coming off the shoulders as well. And then I've also inspired by my I Am Sunshine jeans. I've always wanted like a sort of a pale blue denim to make some summer jeans, and I bought some of this fabric from Pound Fabrics as well. This was described as a plain light blue denim fabric, and it is quite a lightweight denim fabric. So I think this is going to make a perfect pair of spring summer jeans, and I'm going to use the I Am Sunshine jeans pattern. It's one of my favourite patterns. I really loved the floral pair that I've just sewn up as well, and I really love that sort of relaxed fit of the jeans. So this is definitely going to be turned into a pair of I Am Sunshine jeans. This is definitely going to get turned into some I Am Sunshine jeans ready for the summertime, and I'm really looking forward to having that pair of jeans in my wardrobe as well, because I think they will go with quite a lot of my sagebrush tops. They've got those short sleeves, perfect for the summertime. So that's all of the fabrics that I've been buying. So the final thing I wanted to finish with was a couple of my sewing plans. So I have got some more Selfless Sew April sewing plans. I want to sew up a couple of headbands for Ruby and Lola, and I've got these super fun fat quarters that came in the most recent Sew Hayley Jane box that I'm going to turn into headbands for Rubes and Lola, and maybe one for myself. I really want to use this tiger print one for myself so I can wear it to work, because my class is called Tiger Class, and I know the children will absolutely love that. So hopefully I'll get those cut out and sewn up, and I'm just going to be using the free tutorial by Juliet Uzor. You can get it on her website, and then she's also got a YouTube video, so I'll link it down below for you. I'm also going to be sewing up a couple of quilted phone pouch bags using the Hey So Georgie pattern. She's got a tutorial on her I can't remember what the website is called that she uses, but I'm going to be following that, so I'll link that down below. I've got some off cuts of quilted fabric already, so I don't need to quilt the fabric. I've got some off cuts from my I Am Heather gilet, and then also from I can't remember the name of the pattern, but I've got a quilted sort of longer jacket, so I'm going to be using those to sew up some phone pouches, one for Ruby and one for Lola. And then I've also got some offcuts from my Eden coat that was quilted, using the quilted fabric from First for Fabrics. So I'll see which fabric the girls want, and then I'll have a go at using that to sew up those. I've also decided on a pattern for the the Sew an April Blouse challenge. So I shared that really fun fabric last week, I think it was, from, let's see if I can find it. So I shared this really fun fabric last week, in last week's video, I think, that I got from Sew Me Sunshine, and I've had this in my stash for a while, and I really wanted to use it for the April project, the Sew an April Blouse project. Lots of people suggested the Marnie blouse, so that's what I've not turned it into it, that's what I've cut out ready to go. So I'm going to use that to sew up the Marnie blouse, and I'd like to get that sewn up in the next week, because I know that we're coming to the end of April. So if I want to take part in that challenge, I need to get that sewn up. So I've got that project cut out and ready to go. And then I've got, and I cut this out for the Sew Frugal challenge, haven't got around to sewing it up. I've got my Sabina skirt ready to sew up as well. So I really want to try and get that sewn up. So as usual, lots and lots of plans. Hopefully I'll get a couple of them sewn up. I definitely want to get the Selfless Sew April projects finished. And I definitely want to try and get my blouse sewn up, so that I can enter those Instagram challenges that are running at the moment. But those are all of the things that I've got planned, hopefully for the next week. And then just to say, next Sunday I won't be able to film or get it published a Sunday Sewing catch up, because I'm actually taking part in there's a big like St George's Day parade thing that happens near where I live, and I'm going to be taking part in that. So I just know that I won't have the time next weekend to get one filmed and published, but I have got part 1 of my Q&A that I filmed a while ago, and I asked you for questions I think months ago. I've got so many questions that I've had to split it into 3 parts. So we've got part 1 filmed and edited and ready to go. So next Sunday, instead of my Sunday sewing catch up, I'll publish part 1 of my Q&A. So you've still got a video that will come out on Sunday, but it just won't be a Sunday sewing catch up, I'm afraid. I just won't have time to fit it in. I hope you've enjoyed seeing what I've been getting up to and hearing all of my plans and seeing all the fabrics and patterns that I've been buying. If you've enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd really love it if you'd hit that subscribe button. You'll get notified when I bring out my next video. Thank you as always for watching. Take care, and I'll be back soon with another video. Bye.